First attack. And we are in. Here we go, Bash. It is REPOTTED Gaming starting, this time with Leo. He does have the lightning spells, looking to line up that giant arrow just like the last wall.
We've seen them using this trick, obviously, with great success here. I mean, I would say Leo 3-starred in the last war, but pretty much everyone 3-starred in the last war for REPOTTED. And there goes that giant arrow in. Lightning's in there to finish off that multi-gear in that Inferno Tower. Great start, exactly the strike he was looking for.
Issue is here, did Tribe Gaming see that last wall, leave one of these bases up, predict the entry and trap it? We will find out. Wallbreaker does connect. So far, the invisibility spells protecting that Archer Queen and the Grand Warden. He just needs to set that defensive pathing, then the recall can rip those troops out of there.
Well, this is a Root Rider attack. I was talking with some people yesterday, and it feels like this is the most open that the meta's been because there's so many variations on different entries. It's so hard to trap for a giant arrow entry with the Queen charge, a Royal Champion charge. You can't trap for every single entry, so it feels like there's just so many ways to attack the same base. Leo going ahead, recalled that Queen, and now she's back in. It looks like she might go around the exterior. She's going to go ahead and duck back in with the Roots.
Yeah, having that Royal Champion just to the perimeter to help make sure she's stripping apart those defenses. Love the Ice Golem to tank the two heroes here. That defending minion Prince hits hard, so he's able to freeze that. Not sending in the Headhunters though, in order to help with sniping that off using another Ice Golem. He's about to hit the Gigabomb. Hits all that damage, and there's that Warden ability to heal stuff back up.
Warden ability to protect. There was a Headhunter that snuck in there, was actually protected by that Warden ability, getting through those defending heroes. Remember, the King can't reach up and take that Minion Prince out, so those Headhunters were so clutch. Now the Queen, she's up top, taking out that Crusher Mortar. Sometimes the Queen will go off on her own, but it's sometimes a good thing as she gets that Crusher Mortar out. That's going to protect those Roots.
Yeah, and he used the Skeleton spell there beautifully as well. After the Crusher Mortar was down, Queen can get, doesn't quite finish off that multi-Inferno, so he is going to have to finish off to the Monolith at the back end, but he's got a couple of spells to help out with that. It can go the distance here, Bash. He's still got the RC ability.
RC ability is striking right now. Rocket Spear's throwing. The big thing is this Monolith. Can he have enough force to get through? It looks really strong right here, but his force is starting to fade out a little bit, but with the King still a spiky ball, that's going to come in. That Rocket Spear takes out the Scatter Shot. Looking super strong. He's just got to get over and take that Monolith down.
Yeah, I thought he might have switched things, used the freeze at the top compartment. Skelly spell could distract that Monolith all day long, but it doesn't matter. He's got enough. Leo picking things up for REPOTTED as they mean to go on a 3-star. And that really kicks things off fantastically for this final.
Day number 3 has been REPOTTED's day thus far. Another 3-star to start the war, and that shifts all that focus back over to Tribe Gaming. Remember, Tribe haven't played at all today, so they're coming in cold. Obviously, they're warming up backstage, they're practicing, they're getting everything ready, but it's a lot different coming out here, feeling that energy from the crowd. But I think Tribe was our best team playing to the crowd and absorbing that energy and throwing their attacks. P. Castro, he's always that leadoff hitter. This is very crucial.
They've been in this situation many times before. An opening 3-star, that's fine. Bounce back from it. Exactly what we've seen from Max in the last war. Do not let it phase you. Get that 3-star on the board, and you're right, Bash. It is P. Castro kicking things off. And certainly, with the way REPOTTED performed in the last war, you do not want to fall behind early on.
REPOTTED, they've mixed that first 3 spots up, but it's always finish, General X, finish, fill up, and the 5 spot. And it seems like Tribe is definitely sticking with P. Castro and then maybe mixing things up in the middle of their lineup. It is going to be a Dragon Strike with a long invisibility, long RC charge here. So a heavy spell commitment, but if you can get the pathing, you can get the value from this RC charge, these Dragons will wreck Leo's base.
Oh, I always hate to see so many giant bombs immediately, because if he can snipe the Spirit Fox off early, then he can't use the rotations. And it is on the Slither of Health. I'm expecting more giant bombs down here. There's the Tornado Trap rotating them into more giant bombs. And down goes the Spirit Fox. Now he cannot double cycle. He has to just keep using the invis spells. And can he even get this RC to the Town Hall to get it down?
He's going to have to redirect her here. Maybe make the Scatter Shot Poison Tower invisible to redirect. And he does just that. Pops her ability. The Haste Spell will push her right into the Town Hall. But like you mentioned, without that Spirit Fox, you're not going to get quite as much value you. You still do have that heavy commitment. Might even save this last invis. No, he's going to commit the last invis in here to try to get that poison tower down so he doesn't have to deal with it later.
Yeah, beautiful shot. Just about snipes that off, which is critically important. I think he would have liked to get that multi-target Inferno, to be honest, the way that he started out with that many invis spells, but at least he hasn't lost too much. He is flying direct into the air sweepers here, but he's got a little bit of a backup plan at the top. A stone slammer to swipe out the side, and the dragons behind them.
I thought the dragons were coming out from like the bottom side there. I pointed those sweepers out because I was like, oh yeah, he's definitely going into those sweepers with the stone slammer, but he shifts it and he goes right behind the sweepers there. Big play from P. Castro, but the problem with that is those dragons, they're gonna spread out thin there in the middle of the base. I don't know, Judo.
Not a lot of core defenses there. Ricochet cannons are going to be good. It just depends on air traps, to be honest. He's still got that Minion Prince ability, but he has to wait until the Minion Prince turns, probably towards the Clan Castle, to get any decent shot on it. Even now, he can't use it. He's holding on to it, hoping the Minion Prince ability doesn't go off automatically, but he's lost the Archer Queen at the bottom of the base, and this is going to fizzle out to quite a low percentage, Bash.
And that's why I thought he was going to come in from that 3 o'clock area, because even though he would have been fighting those sweepers, you still just have a better path around the base. When you go in on that broad side like that, those dragons just spread thin, and it's just so hard to focus the fire, and that's what you're looking for in the dragons. And it's going to be a big miss for P. Castro and Tribe as they will trail early against REPOTTED Gaming.
Yeah, he really just needed that defending Minion Prince down the bottom of the base there. Then the dragons wouldn't have to worry about the Crusher Mortar. So just that little bit short. I mean, had he have managed to get the RC in towards that multi-Inferno starting out, would it have been a different story? Who knows? We have seen over the previous days 90% being around about that benchmark, so he's not far off. But the way REPOTTED are starting and the way they've been performing today, definitely a miss, like you said.
88%. I would consider that low against REPOTTED Gaming. REPOTTED are playing out of their minds right now, 3-star after 3-star after 3-star. I did expect this war to kind of lower the tempo a little bit, maybe be like a 12-12, 12-13, but the way REPOTTED are on fire right now, I don't know. P. Castro, 88%. If REPOTTED keep it up, it's going to be hard to make up that percent.
Emac is probably going to be attacking next. Can he keep that consistency with what he's been doing on the big stage? Let's find out. It does look like he is preparing. Is he going to use that same trick? Have they identified more bases from Tribe that they can use the lightning and the giant arrow? Here we are, because it is him stepping up to the plate.
Improving that hit rate on that last war. He did have one other triple throughout his 4 attacks, but it is always nice to get a triple on the big stage. 3 Rue Riders, 8 rocket balloons in here. I don't see any quakes, don't see any lightning, so I don't know that we're going to see the Queen trick, as she also has the action figure equipment. Look at all those traps he just soaked up with that balloon right there.
3 overgrowth spells is awesome, because you can use that in order to redirect Root Riders. You can use it to mitigate damage. A little bit slow here with the air skellies. Nice little placement from Tribe Gaming, because that will slow the Archer Queen down and mean that you might not tag her onto the defenses using the Angry Jelly as easily.
He almost Queen went to ability there with the enemy Queen firing. He did manage it just right, getting that invis just in time. But it is always a sketchy thing when you let your Queen get that low. Queen is fine now. She's going to continue working through this compartment, get that Ricochet cannon out, and it looks like he's obtained all the value he's looking for here against Rakiraz.
Yeah, I'm presuming he's just waiting for all of the troops to gather up so he can use that recall and make sure he does not miss. That's exactly what we see. Now diving in right alongside that to the town hall, and we can expect to see the overgrowth through the center of the base, presumably, as he's diving into this right side compartment to then strip that out. There's the overgrowth right in the center.
And we saw Tribe using this triple overgrowth yesterday. You just shut down each section of the base as you're progressing through it, and it was so successful. But also, if that timing is off and those defenses stay shut down for too long, all your troops blow right past them. So the timing here on those second and third overgrowths are going to be so, so important.
Yeah, and check out that top compartment he has to get to as well. We're probably going to see an overgrowth there to help minimize damage, but notice that the second overgrowth, he doesn't hit the same defenses. Now he shifts it that little bit so they can take the multi-target Inferno since the troops are in that location. things are not necessarily going to plan here because his healers are stuck back over on the other troops. So most of his root riders are down, which means moving to this back end, he's going to be in a lot of trouble, Bash.
And he's got to get through this multi-gear tower. Queen goes ahead, steps up, takes that out. That multi down there just doing a lot of work. Queen now stepping into that monolith department. Remember, that's shut down, and she's going to be able to deal with the king. That minion prince is looming large over everyone. The queen is really the only line of defense. Excuse me, the world champion is there as well. He's going to go ahead and use Rocket Loon for that multi. Finally gets the minion prince down, and this is looking pretty strong, except for he doesn't have a lot of support left.
Yeah, he's managed to negotiate this area extremely well, but this is the difficulty, especially in esports mode. Once those defenses come back alive, your root riders are down, your heroes go down fast because the defenses hit so hard. It is a miss. It's a higher percentage than that of P. Castro, but this is exactly what Tribe Gaming needed. The door now being open, and they can shift their momentum in their favor and hope to pick things up. Now that they've seen that door swing open, they have to take it.
Yeah, it's all about timing on that style of attack, and that monolith just stayed in overgrowth just a split second too long. Okay, maybe 2-3 seconds too long because all the heroes were past it, and then you saw it. It just finished off that queen, finished off all of those final forces that he had on the base. 90% still very respectable and very high, higher than P. Castro's miss, but now Tribe Gaming, they can put themselves right back in the war. With a triple here, it's still a slight advantage RPG, but we have ourselves a ball game.
We certainly do. Who is it going to be? Tribes sometimes rotate that order just a little bit, but they really need to step up here, don't they? And like I said at the start, prior to this war, I feel their roster is relatively stacked right now. Nebrax it is. He's been on fire recently. Normally likes to take to the skies with the dragons, so we might see another extensive RC charge. That is exactly what he's going to do. And those bowlers, that little signature move he used yesterday of sniping out a back-end air defense.
Yeah, and he kind of used that with the combination of the giant. And I see right up top, about, what, 10 o'clock-ish on the base, there's that wizard tower with the air defense behind it. I wouldn't be surprised if that's where we see a giant and those 4 bowlers come in to bounce out that air defense. But firstly, he has to get this world champion charge, and he's one of the best in the game at these long RC charges.
Certainly is. And look at the haste spell here for the headhunters. That is purely to scout for traps. If there was giant bombs there aiming to take out the Spirit Fox, headhunter would have got rid of it. So even though there wasn't, it was worth the commitment so that he wasn't taking the risk.
It's just such a brilliant play, man. It's just like one of those fine details, icing on the cake there. But Queen, our world champion, is catching Spring Trap. Spirit Fox does take some damage, but she's still up. World champion will passively gain some health back from those electro boots. Pops that ability with the haste spell, pushing her even further, but she may go over to that Giga Bomb next. Yeah, she's going to take more damage, and Spirit Fox is down.
Spirit Fox is down, but he has managed to use a couple of rotations there. Nebrax, like you said, very skilled with this approach, and it looks like at this point he is happy. That's all he wanted, and he's saving on a couple of invis spells.
Sometimes it's maybe things didn't go 100% the way, but you don't want to invest those spells because it's like, it's not really worth picking up more. Or maybe, like you said, he's happy there. That's the one unique thing about those long RC charges is, do you manage those spells? Do you keep those spells? Do you keep investing and trying to get more? It's one of those delicate balances. Nebrax sending the dragons in from the top side of the base. Queen on the bottom side of the base. Warded ability is early. He's going to go have a straight path right into the town hall. And there's that bowler trick up there on that air defense, Judo.
Yeah, the bowler's taking damage from the mortar. They do get the air defense. Would have obviously been nice to get the wizard tower as well, but not the end of the world. He's got the minion prince ability for through the core of this base. He's got to make sure he gets the pathing in towards the town hall here, Bash.
He put a baby dragon to finish off that wizard tower, and it caught some red air bombs there. Now we see the super minions out of the clan castle with the dragons. You're right, they have to make their way to that town hall. Queen still has ability here. That's pretty impressive. She's working through, and a lot of heavy defenses with that long-range tower down there. She will start to take heavier damage. Minion Prince going to go ahead and take down that town hall, but man, it's definitely fading out in the core.
Certainly is. He's got 4 rocket loons for that back-end air defense, but he's waiting because if his troops don't get near to it and things fizzle out, he can use it elsewhere. Decides to bail out and use them up top for the mortar to help free up some buildings on the outside. Is it going to be enough? He's got 2 of them for that air defense. We're slowly getting there, Bash. If the Queen can get this Fire Spitter and get some damage off, he might just get it because we've got ground defenses.
Oh, the Queen! The Queen's gonna get the Wizards out!
22 seconds!
Nice, he got that bolt, he's big. I don't think he has enough time though. 22 seconds is not a lot. But that ranged up Baby Dragon, as long as it stays away from the minions, it'll deal more damage. As I'm worried about that Ricochet cannon. The balloon's gonna go over there. We have the boogers from the Sneezy. It's close, Judo.
If anything, it's a 99. It's actually going to be a 98, isn't it? Heartbreak for Nebrak. So close. That is not what they needed. They keep the percentage high. You can immediately see Kronos there. Team captain, good job. We got this. Making sure to keep the confidence high. You can see how upset he is, which clearly you would be. So close. And it's hard to know, did he get what he wanted out of the RC dive?
Right.
Did he have to adjust there? Sometimes it's really tricky to know. But getting 98%, fantastic. He, like you said, he's one of the best at adapting depending on what happens with that charge.
And not using those extra invises, he had it for the Minion Prince to help take down a few more buildings there. So it ended up working out for him a little bit, but obviously the time fail. It wasn't even that he ran out of force. He just ran out of time there. He had what he needed to finish off the base. Just a heartbreaker. But now, Repotted Gaming with a 3-star from Einstein may be able to put this war just out of reach for Tribe Gaming.
Maybe. They are 1 star in the lead and just 4 percentage points. But if he is able to get the 3-star here, like you said, that might put them 2 stars in the lead, which puts Tribe in a difficult spot towards the back end of the war. But getting those 3 stars on the board is easier said than done. So let's see if Einstein can do it. We've got the Fireball, which, first things first, he's got to connect with that.
And we've seen some missed fireballs throughout our World Championships for sure. Just doing his due diligence down here on the bottom side of the base, just sniping out a couple of those defenses. Here come those invises. Looks all the defenses are covered, throws it onto the Expo. Gonna go ahead and get the Crusher Mortar out, get that multi-Archer Tower out. Looks like he got the value exactly that he was looking for.
Absolutely. Now he can just take his time that little bit, make sure he gets what he wants with the Warden, setting up that funnel. Once you've got that Fireball, you can breathe a sigh of relief, but the one thing he has to make sure he doesn't overcommit here with Bash is time.
That is the fine, delicate balance. But now he's going to go ahead and bring that Queen in, which should speed up the process. About 50 seconds on that Warden charge. I feel like the timing there is fine. But remember, here in esports mode, heroes deal less damage while those defenses and those defending heroes are dealing 20% more damage. So there's a big trade-off there. So you really can't commit too much time because you have a whole base to get through. Overgrowth goes down in the middle of the base, and look at all those storages protecting the Town Hall. That's one of those things to kind of slow up that progress through the middle, but he elects to go ahead and just shut that Town Hall down for now.
Yeah, he's actually lost 2 healers already. I'm trying to keep an eye on that from seeking air mines. That's why you notice those rocket balloons now coming across, because the balloons from the troop launcher weren't quite popping those traps. How pivotal will that be? So far, the healers continuing to do a good job keeping everything up. Now opts to freeze the Town Hall and overgrowth that multi-gear cannon to keep everything swooping across to the left.
Good call, good play there. Shutting down those defenses, continuing the progress through the base. Everything's looking solid. Queen's on the outside there with the King. They both still have abilities. World Champion has ability too. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that World Champion ability get popped very soon. And there it is, Rocket Spear to throw, especially as that Overgrowth is going to be wearing off any moment now. She should be able to pick up some of these defenses. She's kind of in the thick of it, so uses an invisibility.
Had to use that invisibility because he cannot risk having his RC going down, especially because the Archer Queen is on the outside of the base now. Royal Champion trying to move to those back-end defenses. He's got to commit this invis spell to her as well. There it goes. Can she get the Minion Prince? Can she help to take this down as Root Riders are taking immense damage?
Can he keep this Royal Champion up through? He's celebrating. E equals MC squared, and it's a 3-star for Einstein. Repotted Gaming are on a roll, and this is why I said this Tribe Gaming team does not want to face a hot Repotted squad.
They do not. 2 stars, 98% their last attack. They have to step up now. Kronos normally attacks mid-war. He is their team captain. If anyone can do this, it is him, because If they 3-star here, they are still only 1 star and 4 percentage points behind, which is, you know, should Repotted slip up once, there's a high likelihood they catch that 4% up. So it's really stepping up now.
Still a very manageable award to your point there. It's actually going to be Temper. Normally they're 5-hitter. Okay, so completely shifting things, moving the team around here. Definitely did not expect that, and he's going to return the favor over to Einstein's base, and we get our first Rocket Lunatic of the war.
Temper is such a solid hitter for Tribe Gaming. Maybe when they first scouted the bases, he just felt confident in his plan and getting that out early, so submitted him as that number 3 attacker. Here we go, though. We've got the Angry Jelly on the Grand Warden, meaning he's wanting to take out some of these defenses first. Got the Furnace to help out, just speed up time, if nothing else. And it can also, if there is Skelly traps or anything over there, you can instantly fry them with the Furnace.
Yeah, it's a nice touch, especially also on those storages, where it's going to help just burn those storages down just a little bit quicker after that Angry Jelly wears off, which Angry Jelly is going to last 35 seconds, but then right after that, the Warden's going to go over and he's going to start targeting these storages. So he gets all those defenses, oh, not quite all of them. Maybe he wanted to get that other Archer Tower down, but now this is where getting those storages kind of thinned out early comes into play.
And I mentioned it in the last war, but time is something you have to be very careful with Warden charges. Flame Flinger at the bottom of the base, even a couple of archers across to the right side. Just pick off that building while you can. Grand Warden now connecting to the Town Hall. Slow and steady. Pulls him across with Rockaloons. That, I don't think that, I mean, that has to be a mistake.
That's definitely a mistake there. I think he had the Coco Loon in and then threw in 2 Rocket Loons, and it was just enough. But now, oh my goodness, look at this, the healers. The healers are under fire.
He's got to freeze it again. He decides not to. He's going to go with that Fireball. Town Hall, don't forget to invis the Town Hall.
He doesn't have one. Oh no, Tribe are in trouble. Tribe are in trouble, Judo.
I didn't even look down at the spells. I just assumed he had more. Has to use the Fireball. Try to take out these buildings, but the Warden is down. This is why we don't see this attack strategy too often, because if something goes wrong, it goes very wrong.
Oh,
gotta be careful
baby.
Sending those loons in next to the Warden. No.
It's just one balloon too many. Pulls the Warden away and just ruins the plan. You can see he was trying to get that Town Hall out, and then he probably would have advised that left-hand side and then sent the Fireball right into the multi-Inferno in the middle. But now he's just going to try to save Grace here. And man, look at who we have left for Repotted Gaming. General X and Philipp. You need a defense, but with those two going, it's going to be so hard.
Well, Tribe Gaming need to step things up here either way, because if this war is a loss, they can't go into the next one with a major defeat. So they have to get some 3-stars on the board and make this one close. Temper is doing a great job at making sure, even though he can't get the core, which is what he wanted to Fireball, let's try and get everything else. Get that percentage up. You never know if you can get that 1-star. Have confidence in your bases to defend.
Yeah, you never know what happens in a war. Anything can happen here. All it takes is one mistake. I mean, a mistake that just happened at Temper could happen over on the other side. You've prepared your bases. You've been ready for this moment. He gets that up to 89%. Man, I'm really curious if that plan goes right, he doesn't pull the Warden. That looks like it would have got through.
I think so. I mean, you can't doubt it, right? Because when he's that close, and you got to think the core would have been gone.
Yes.
That's where the Fireball was going to be. There's no way that that doesn't go through. So super unfortunate, but that's how it happens. You've got to be able to have those fine margins. And when you're watching at home, that is equally where these pros are just on another level, because they understand those fine margins as well. We do see the mistakes occasionally, and that's where it costs you.
This place is going to go insane if General X 3-stars right here. I can already hear them chanting MVP. General X, fan favorite, ready to go. He's always in that 4 spot, and he's going to be attacking Nebrex's base. A 3-star here puts the war away and forces a bracket reset, essentially.
Oh my goodness. I love both of these teams, but I am nervous for them. General X with the Super Yeti strategy. He has been so consistent with this. Even yesterday, he lost his Warden Eternal Tome and still 3-starred. So if anyone can get this strategy to work, he is the man. I do notice a mistake there early on, right? Tesla pops, he's lost that Furnace, which can help with the Warden. Not as big of a deal as losing your Eternal Tome. So I've still got confidence in the MVP himself.
And just setting the stage here, letting this Warden walk with that Angry Jelly. That Angry Jelly, just such a nice piece to add to a Warden charge. Yeah. Skeletons are going to come over. He's going to deal with those, but that Warden's going to continue forward into the base.
This is what I was saying about the Furnace, right? The Furnace would have been able to help there. That's a couple of seconds that he's lost out of the Rage spell as well. And you never know. I mean, we've seen 98% from Nibrax. Those couple of seconds, they do cost you as well. Love the setup of the Flame Flinger, though. Now just able to snipe off the Fire Spitter. There's that many defenses, that many troops. Sometimes you get your names mixed up here, Bash. But slow and steady setting this up. Again, I'll mention it. Time has to be a factor with these attacks.
Especially a minute 10 in. Flame Flinger is doing a great job on the top side, but I think after it gets that multi-arch tower, the Mortar or Expo may lock onto it unless he distracts. He's going to go ahead and send the Queen in. He's got to pretty much get everything going. It almost feels like something went wrong here because he's being very diligent with what he's doing. It feels like he's not 100% happy. Like normally we see a little bit more confidence in his pose and his gestures. We'll see. I mean, obviously there's a minute and a half left, a lot of attack, but let's see if General X can pull this through.
I think other than time, this seems to be going relatively okay. The RC took quite a bit of damage down in the bottom of the base, but if we've seen anything from General X, he can keep that RC alive like nobody else. Check this out, though. As the Rocket Loons get right on top of the Super Yetis, he has to use that Warden ability. He's locked up the second star, but now with the Crusher Mortar kicking in, there is so much damage, so he's got to use that Barbarian King ability. And General X is so good at keeping these troops alive, even when it looks like they are on the brink of going down.
Royal Champion is just hanging on there, but the Queen is locked onto by that Expo, and she's going to be forced to ability. Now Skeleton Spell will come over here and distract this Royal Champion. He did a great job managing and keeping her alive. Can she hang on? She gets taken out.
I'm surprised he didn't go with the Invis there, but obviously focusing on so many different aspects of this attack. Maybe he felt like the Invis for the Archer Queen would wrap up more percentage points for him, but with 20 seconds, he's got to be careful there. Definitely great timing to make sure that Ricochet Cannon didn't get a single shot off, and impeccable to get that taken out.
This is what Tribe Gaming needed. They needed a big defense in this spot. This keeps them alive. It pushes Repotted up to 10 stars, and with a triple, Tribe will be at 9. Then that sets the stage for the final attack. If Philipp gets held to a defense, Tribe can still sweep this war. 88%.
They certainly can.
I mean, think about it. Their RPG is up by 15. Yep. 88%, a 3-star, that makes up 12%. Then, one more defense, and Tribe can reverse and come back and win this war.
That's where I always say it's a team game. Keep that percentage high. Easier said than done for Tribe Gaming. They have to double 3-star now, like you said. Probably it will be Kronos next. He's normally that mid attacker, but who knows? Maybe they're saving him until the end. It actually looks like Rakiraz is getting ready to go. Both players, though, stacked with experience, more than enough capability to get these 3 stars. Tribe hanging on with a lifeline, but if Rakiraz 3 stars, they can do it.
And Rakiraz is definitely someone you would want in this spot. The way Kronos is playing, they're like, let's put him in the 5 spot. Let's move Temperance to the middle of the pack. This is the biggest attack of the war. This has to be a 3-star for Tribe to have a chance at not having to play another war here in the 2025 World Championships. Still a lot of work needs to be done for that to happen, but this is the first step.
Beautiful invis placement there by Rakiraz to understand RC would just be inside it, as with the Spirit Fox. Now you notice that double rotation, getting 2 invisibility spells in just so that he doesn't take any damage. Redirects the RC into the middle and then turns the multi-invisible as well so that she doesn't move up towards that poison tower. Beautiful redirect, but does lose the Spirit Fox now.
He may have been trying to go there. It's kind of hard to say. but he's going to go into the monolith. He did get slowed down by that poison, so he lost a little bit of effect from his haste vial, but he's actually going to go ahead and recall after the monolith takedown.
I think that's good. I think that's good. I feel like he did want to get there. The thing was, it looked like his RC was about to step out of range of the invis, so that's why he used the next one. But she was actually in the range of it. Don't think he'd have got much more value, to be honest. So all is looking relatively good here for Rakiraz. Ice Golem does manage to just about get that multi-gear cannon so the Queen can take it out. And there you've seen the red air mines getting triggered at the bottom. So that's a couple out of the way that he doesn't have to worry about for the healers.
Look at the Lava Hound in the army composition. I think it's flying in from the top side. It does fly in from the top side to pull that poison tower. So as these roots approach, remember there's no overgrowth, so you can't shut down any section of this base. He doesn't have to worry about that poison slowing him down. The big area, look at the top compartment there, Judo. Ricochet Cannon, Crusher Mortar, King, Minion Prince. That's going to be the toughest spot of this base. Right now, everything's managed well, but he has no more spells. It's all down to these roots and these final hero abilities.
Absolutely, that is a tricky area. He's got some headhunters, but it's going to be so tricky to get them in towards the defending heroes. Fortunately, he's still got good health on his Root Riders. I'd love the Barbarian King to get on top of there so he could get healed up and the ability would not be forced. But I'm guessing he wants to use it relatively soon anyway, moving to this last side compartment. Snakes in the middle can't quite get that Clan Castle down, but they will momentarily. Here we go, Bash, the final part of this base.
Queen pops ability, gets the Minion Prince down. Spiky Ball went through the exterior of the base.
Beautiful.
Crusher Mortar's going to go down. He pulls that Poison Tower with a Rocket Balloon on the bottom. But look at this, the enemy Queen is going to step up. This is a big moment. Can he get through this enemy Queen? There's no more force. Oh, man, I don't know that he has enough.
He's only got 14 seconds. It's a big defense, which means now Philipp would have to have a major miss for Repotted not to get this. It is so close. There was some beautiful elements to that attack, but that's not far enough if you want to be world champions.
It's one of those tough things when you do that heavy Royal Champion commitment with the Roots, because the Roots love a spell like the Overgrowth to shut down a section of the base. Remember those Roots, as they trounce through the base, they're going to open up the walls as well. That creates pathing for your heroes. So when you shut down those defenses and let those Roots just progress further and further, that just opens up more and more of the base. So it's that big risk. It's like, did I get enough value with all of these invisibilities to offset not having an Overgrowth? It appears that Rakiraz did not, as he falls short at 93%. And now, Repotted Gaming need 2 stars to force the bracket reset.
Well, look, Philipp knows what to do. He did it in the last war. He gave up the perfect war to get that safe 2-star. I mean, come on, he's not taking any risks here. 2 stars, wins this war for them. He had the Battle Blimp selected, he swapped it to the Troop Launcher, but he can always do that to get towards the Town Hall, and here we go, look. Just like last time, setting up the funnel, get that Town Hall down early, secure the 2-star, and get ready for your bracket reset.
He's gonna go ahead and use that Queen Giant Arrow trick right on through the middle. Beautiful grab right through there with the Queen, and now he can pretty much just go right through this Town Hall, and all he's gotta do is get the Town Hall down for the 1st star, and then get 50% for the 2nd star.
Yep, don't overcommit. Make sure you get that Town Hall down, then you can get the other troops in. He's already pretty much halfway there, Bash, as he gets the Town Hall, and he's almost at the 25% with the rest of his army left to go.
This is a big, big moment. A big, big war for Repotted Gaming. They are so hot. They have all the momentum. The question is, will Tribe be able to bounce back? I think it's a sure thing at this point that Philipp is going to get this 2nd star and force the bracket reset for Repotted Gaming. But if you're Tribe Gaming, you don't want to think it, but those thoughts are creeping in your head. 2nd place, 3rd place, 4th place. Not again. We can't do this again. They have to regroup as quick as possible.
Yeah, well, I think Kronos, team captain, he's got a 3-star in this next attack to give them some glimmer of hope moving into that reset. But as you mentioned it, Bash, it is a foregone conclusion here as the percentage racks up. Closing up to 40. He only needs the 50 for that 2nd star. all of the troops surge through the base. It's actually looking good here as well in terms of how the attack is playing out for the 3.
It's also one of those statement pieces. We know the REPOTTED Gaming in this situation, they want to make a statement against foes of Tribe. Remember, it was REPOTTED Gaming who were in the upper bracket last year, took down Tribe to win that World Championship after coming in 2nd place the year before. So REPOTTED are hungry. You heard it. It would mean a ton to them to be the first ever back-to-back Clash of Clans World Champions.
General X said he beat them before. He can beat them again. And then he can say it again right after this match. But focusing back to Philipp, he's won the war for them. He's got hero abilities. He's got the freeze spell. They want to put a statement moving into the next round of attacks.
Looking
Philipp,
really strong through here.
looking to close out with that 3-star.
Gonna be a 3-star for sure, Judoslav. And REPOTTED Gaming put up another high score performance, another 13-star, 14 in the last war against Elevate, 13 in the Tribe war here. Tribe have to regroup as quickly as possible because they are up the creek right now against this REPOTTED squad.
Virtually swagging the king ability as well. That is how much on fire REPOTTED Gaming are. 13 stars again. Wow, we spoke this morning about how close these 3 teams were. We felt these really were the best 3 in the world. REPOTTED though, smash Elevate by 3 stars. Are they going to really do the same versus Tribe?
It's going to be at least 2. I mean, that's a pretty dominant performance in a 5v5 showdown. It'll be the team captain Kronos for Tribe Gaming to try to get a little bit of that momentum back. We know how positive he was yesterday, how energetic he was. He was feeling great, but they're going to have to take a quick moment after this, go in the back, regroup. Hey guys, we were close on a lot of attacks. They really weren't too far off. I think if Temper's attack, if he doesn't pull that Warden, I think that's a 3-star. I mean, we had what, the time fill? We had Ebrax at 98. They were so close on so many of this. So it's not like they're very far off. It's just, hey guys, clean it up. We're warm now. Let's clean it up. Let's go win this World Championship.
Absolutely, they have every chance to do this. I've spoke so highly of their roster. I feel like they've really fine-tuned things in recent times. But can Kronos get some glimmer of hope for them moving into the bracket reset with a 3-star? He put up probably the best 3-star of this tournament yesterday. So here he goes. Yeah,
that was such a fun attack to watch. A multi-hero charge, just doing so much. Speaking of multiple heroes, he's got the Queen, he's got the Warden. They are working in sync together. In sync, that's the word. I couldn't spit it out. Thank you, Judo. You got this, bud.
Warden is on the glimmer of health, though. He's got to keep using those invis spells. He cannot allow the Warden to take any damage. Healers thankfully now swap to the Warden, so he can be a little bit more preserved and just about gets the recall spell to get all of them out.
Yeah, it's one of those sketchy plays there. Like, you commit so much to it, and if you lose one of those heroes or lose one of those hero abilities, you are really in trouble. I mean, it's already over. This war is already done, but we always talk about momentum here up on the stage. You want to go in with the right momentum to the next war. You want to go in with some hope. Getting a 3-star here gets that energy back for Tribe Gaming and maybe sets the tone for that next war.
It's exactly what they need. Moving into the core of this base, though, there is a lot of damage. He's got that overgrowth in the center, but it is meaning troops are splitting, defending. Minion Prince just does not want to go down here, Bash. Finally, the Archer Queen locks on and takes that out. Overgrowth the Town Hall and this right side compartment so he can focus in on the left. But the Crusher Mortar dealing a lot of damage, gets the freeze spell in. Beautiful timing on that.
Crusher Mortar beautifully taken down there. He was trying to get that Fire Spitter on the right, but the Rocket Balloons got caught, the Tornado Trap, so that Fire Spitter is going to remain. He still has one more Overgrowth spell. We saw him using Overgrowth left and right to perfection yesterday. Town Hall still needs taken down. Royal Champion is in there. He's going to go and pop her ability, which those Rocket Spears after this Wizard Tower should go over and finish off the Town Hall or take down the Town Hall.
Yeah, I was worried about the range of the bomb tower there as well. It is pretty close. She does actually move through the bomb tower, actually, but the Root Riders will open up the pathing. Archer Queen is there as well.
Queen still with ability, but there's a lot of defenses here. Ricochet,
Yeah.
multi tucked away. That fire spitter he was trying to get out. Man, these repotted bases are giving Tribe, giving Elevate, giving all of our teams here in Worlds a lot of problems.
Yeah, I mean, at least he got that town hall. You couldn't think of anything worse than moving to the next round of attacks. But what an exciting bracket reset this is going to be. Moving into today, everyone was in favor of Tribe. They were so impressive yesterday. But with yet another 2-star, Repotted take this one 13 stars to 10.